Hi, I'm Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and I'm here with the latest version of Taylor's 514 CE. Now, the 514 CE has long been sort of an iconic instrument in Taylor's line. It was part of the original introduction of the Grand Auditorium model back in the mid-90s. I believe it was the first guitar that Taylor built with a cedar top. And of course, as a 500 series guitar, it had mahogany back and sides, which has been the standard wood for 500 series instruments since the very beginning of introducing that line, which was very early in Taylor's history. So the 514 is a guitar that sort of took on sort of almost its own identity within the Taylor line because it had that unique tonality of the cedar top with the mahogany back and sides. A lot of fingerstyle guitar players really took to that instrument. But as Taylor has always done, the company always is evolving and looking at different ways to tweak its models. And earlier this year, Taylor reintroduced its 700 series, which now use koa instead of Indian rosewood back and sides. You can check out some of my demos of those instruments here on Peghead Nation. And now it's time to revamp the 500 series. And you may have seen my recent demo of the 512 CE Grand Concert, which is being introduced at the same time as this 514, and using a similar approach to the materials used on the guitar. What are the materials? Instead of mahogany, the guitar now uses urban red ironbark, which is a wood that is in the eucalyptus family, and it's part of Taylor's effort to tap into some resources of urban forestation, basically using woods that are cut down in urban environments, urban forests, any kind of urban forestation, some of which turn out to make excellent tonewoods. Ironbark is a very dense wood. It's almost as dense as ebony. Taylor's Andy Powers describes it being kind of between rosewood and ebony. It's apparently great to work with. It takes well to being finished. You can use it with all kinds of woodworking tools, all factors that are important to building a guitar in a production environment. Tonally, it brings us a little bit more into the rosewood spectrum of sounds than we might be used to from a 500 series guitar, which, as I mentioned earlier, have traditionally being made out of mahogany. It's a beautiful wood. Taylor uses a slight stain on this guitar, very nice figure and coloring on this, and it is being matched with a torrefied Sitka spruce top. Torrefied, of course, meaning that it's been heat treated, which sort of simulates and accelerates the aging process, and these tops tend to sound a bit more played in than a plain Sitka top would be. Slight shading on this top as well, beautiful appearance on this instrument. The appointments on the guitar, while not exactly the same as earlier 500s, do sort of take off on that sort of mid-level appointment package. It has tortoise-style binding, wooden purfling, abalone rosette. It's a new inlay pattern on the fingerboard, which extends into the peghead of the guitar, done in Italian acrylic, which Taylor's been using for a lot of their inlays. Of course, an ebony fingerboard and bridge. It has the tortoise-style plastic pickguard. So slight variations to earlier 500s, but basically staying within that theme. Like all current Grand Auditorium Taylors, the guitar features the V-class bracing inside. It has a long 25.5-inch scale, and of course the standard Grand Auditorium body dimension. So really no surprises in the way that the guitar feels and plays. It's set up superbly, of course, like all Taylors are. And these Grand Auditoriums have always been very versatile guitars. A lot of people use them for strumming. You heard me with a fairly heavy attack in the intro to this video. But of course, the guitar is also a great fingerstyle guitar. Really Taylor's Grand Auditoriums of all styles have been used used by fingerstyle guitarists. The 514 having been definitely a favorite among many, with the spruce top and ironbark back and sides, which again puts a little bit more into the rosewood family. This guitar does have a bit of a different tonality. I don't have an older 514 here to compare it directly, but I would say it has a bit more sustain than perhaps the mahogany would have had. I noticed that on the 512 as well, and it makes sense with the super dense wood on the back and side, so that is definitely a great quality, and still has a great response that works well for fingerstyle playing. I think I'll drop into a drop D tuning here, show you a little bit what it sounds like played fingerstyle in kind of a softer manner. So a nice balance, great presence, great note-to-note separation, all things that have been impressive with all the V-class Taylor guitars that we've had come through here in the last few years. Definitely trademarks of the Taylor sound. And this guitar is sort of just the latest version of those qualities put into a slightly different package with a new flavor. And of course, I really applaud Taylor's efforts to expand their program of using urban-sourced woods. Really take some of the pressure off having to use tropical woods, in some cases endangered woods, and it's something that, as these materials become less and less available, is something that I think all guitar makers have to face, and Taylor is sort of pioneering some of these options, and it's great to see them sounding great in a guitar like this. So naturally, the guitar also includes Taylor's ES2 electronics, and I'll go out showing you what those sound like through our Fishman Loudbox Mini amp. These instruments should be at Taylor dealers now, so definitely check them out. And if you've been in the market for one of their grand auditoriums, this is a great time to have yet another option for those instruments. So check out this new 514 CE. Please come back here to Peghead Nation for more of our gear demos. My name is Teja Gerken.